and welcome to my channel, Fred Makes Things, and our monthly quilt update video for you. We are in November 2025. So Junior was literally laying in the cat bed that we have in the office, all happy and cozy, and he was like snoring contented, but I heard him wake up and come over for his time to shine. Anyway, this video is going to be in 5 parts, I want to say. Part 1 is going to be the temperature quilt update. Part 2 is going to be the mystery mystery quilt update. Or maybe it's 4 parts. Part 3 is going to be Kittens and Cups, and then Part 4 parts. Part 4 is going to be showing you Nocturnal Soul's quilt top, and then we'll say Part 5 is final thoughts and sign off. Timestamps are on the screen in the description box and as chapters in the video, so if there's a specific thing that you've clicked on this video to take a look at, do feel free to use those timestamps. Before we get started, I do want to say hello to everybody. Hello to the new subscribers, the OGs, anyone in between. Hello to the people who found me through my Sally Tomato unboxing from Monday. You are all so appreciated. Your kind and considered comments are always so welcome in the comment section. Okay, from underneath. Hello to anyone else who happens to be here too. I like sharing things, and I like seeing that other people like me sharing things, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I don't have much of a preamble. Let's get into part 1, temperature quilt. We're going to be moving Junior, and I'm sure he will be back. Oh, he's already trying to come back. All right, so part 1, temperature quilt, Junior. So if you saw October's temperature quilt update, you know that I got a little bit behind. I didn't manage to get my strips sewn on from the beginning of September on. I was working on Nocturnal Soul, and Nocturnal Soul took more time than I expected it to. Love the outcome of Nocturnal Soul, but it did take quite a bit more time than I had originally thought it would. So that was a problem, and then also I ran out of color. It turns out I'm most likely going to run out of another color very soon too. But I ran out of color, and it was kind of just like issue on top of issue on top of issue. But I am happy to report that I am not completely caught up, but I have all of my strips sewn on for the month of October. Here's a photo of it laying out on my kitchen floor. So this is all the way up to October 31st. It is on its way. There's only 2 months left, and I'm thinking it's looking pretty cool. I'm really happy to start seeing more of the greens and kind of like those teals kind of popping up. I think that the balance is starting to be struck, and all in all, I think it's a pretty cool looking quilt. So yeah, I believe, if I am not mistaken, yeah, so these here on screen, these 2 rows here are September's rows, and then these 2 rows here are October's rows. So here's one side. I can't fit it all on the screen for you, but we'll go like that, and then down, right? So you can see a lot more greens are hitting in the lows, even this kind of in-between green. Here's the other side, the 2 rows, the bottom 2 rows. And I'm getting better because I've been struggling with making sure that my alignment's in the right place, but I'm getting better at paying attention to that, so I didn't have to really unpick a whole lot in these last couple of rows like I had been doing in like my August and September choices. So anyway, that is the Temperature Quilt main body worked on. And then this is the little strip that I have going on this month. So I'm on the 6th. I'm filming this on the 11th, and when you see this, it'll be the 12th. I'll be 6 days behind on the strip. But as you can see, it's gotten quite a bit colder. Here's the temperature gauge for you. So this kind of blue-green color here, this is 0 to 5 degrees, or 1 to 5 degrees Celsius. This is 6 to 10 degrees. The darker green is 11 to 15 degrees. And then this yellow here is 16 to 20 degrees. So we haven't gotten above 20 degrees in November at all. Last year it was a lot warmer. And we've even started to get into below 0 temperatures as well. So I am 6 days behind because my sewing chair broke in the sewing room. And I just have a dining room chair up there right now, and I don't want to sit on it for very long, so I haven't really been sewing much in the last couple of days, but I will eventually sit down and completely work on it. But yeah, so this is the first 6 days of November, and yeah, I can't wait to see what my November update looks like. They're calling for a colder snow or a colder winter here, I think. It's definitely been a colder winter. It's been it was a really hot summer, a fairly average fall, and I think we're looking at a colder winter, but we will see what we see. Let's get into part 2, the Murder Mystery Quilt. So brief synopsis of the Murder Mystery Quilt. Every month we get sent a chapter in a story and a quilt block or 2 or 3 to make a quilt at the end. The blocks can help with the story as part of clues to the story, and they've been doing a lot of foundation paper piecing and also regular kinds of piecing. So for the month of October, we only had to do 1 quilt block. We could either do the foundation pieced representation of Machu Picchu, because it's murder in Machu Picchu, or we could do kind of like this spiral labyrinth kind of feeling quilt block. I had enough fabric. I decided to make both, and they were really pretty quick, pretty straightforward blocks. The piecing on this wasn't a massive amount, unlike what we've seen in some of the past blocks. So this came together fairly quickly, and then the piecing on this was really, really fast. Like the spiral took me just a couple of hours to put together. They have released the theme for next year. So they had a pre-order. The pre-order is over now, I believe. But the theme for next year is Murder in the Alps. And the color scheme, is absolutely beautiful. They're leaning into like an Art Deco kind of feeling. And they've got some golds and a lot of really beautiful teals and turquoises. And I am so excited for it. This year we had, I think, 24 colors of fabric to pull. Next year the color list is massively shrunk down. I think it's about 12 or 14 colors or something to pull, and I am just so excited for next month. So that's it for the Murder Mystery Quilt this month. I'm caught up on the story. I have an idea of who the killer might be. I have all of my bonus clues, except for September's, or except for January's, because I hadn't started this yet. And I'm excited to see where we go, and you will be seeing the updates for next year's quilt too, because I have signed up. Part 3, Kittens in Cups. I had time this month to finally start working back on Kittens in Cups. This is my long-term quilt project that I gave myself no deadlines on. I'm making 22 blocks to narrow it down to, I think, or 24 blocks to narrow it down to 20, 22 blocks to narrow it down to 20. I'm not sure, I don't quite remember. There's 2 styles of kittens that we're making. We're making this style of block with a tail and the kitten offset, and then we have the other style where the kitten is in center of the cup with no tail. And I have like 2 piles, but the labeling on them got lost somewhere along the way. And I, for some reason, only keep pulling from kitten number 2, the kitten with the tail. So I managed to make 4 this month. I have not squared them, so you'll have to bear with me, especially on this one. I'm not sure how this ended up a little taller. I might have cut the original piece a little shorter or taller or whatever. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so we've got 4 kittens to talk about now. We've got this gray kitten in a teal worded cup. We've got this black kitten. And now all of the white for the kittens, for the most part, are these like polka dots. I don't know if you can see them in the camera, but they have like these really subtle like snowy dots on them. I didn't quite have enough fabric, so this kitten has just solid white fabric. So there's this one too. And the black kittens have blue eyes, just so that you could differentiate them from the other kittens that have black eyes, right? Because if you did a black kitten with black eyes, you'd lose the eye detailing. So I did blue. So there's this kitten, and then there's this kitten as well. And then there's this kitten. So I managed 2 black kittens and 2 more gray kittens for a total of 11 kittens now complete. Here's a photo of the first 11 kittens, or the first 7 kittens. And here's a photo of the other 4 kittens. Maybe they're together on the same page. I don't know. But yeah, they're coming together nicely. I definitely more comfortable in their piecing. I'm not struggling as much with it. I still struggle with putting the wrong sized things together for the background. I have everything labeled, but it seems like when I'm pulling pieces for it, I'm just not thinking very clearly for some reason. But we're getting closer and closer to getting done. So 11 out of 22, 24 are finished. And I'm hoping to get like some more worked on like this week or next week. I have a couple of smaller I have one smaller project that I'm working on for next week. I have like a list of things I'm working on, and I think that I can fit in a couple more kittens in cups. I'm trying to maybe get 6 or so finished for next month. We'll see. But doing 4 of them took me about 6 hours, 6.5 hours to put together. So I am piecing things together all at the same time. I've been quite happy with that. And then finally, part 4, Nocturnal Soul. So in October, I showed you all of the squares were completed, and I said I'm going to need to run borders and finish some off a little bit differently, and so that's what I did. Some of the squares, like the potions bottle, didn't need any sort of additional borders or anything on it. I could just sew it as is. But then some other ones, like the centerpiece candle. This is going to be a mess to show you because it's a pretty big quilt top. The centerpiece candle needed to be squared out a bit and a border added. So you can kind of see that there's like this black border running next to the gray. And I did black intentionally to give it kind of that border feeling. My ghost cat has a partial border too. Right, and then I had a border on this side too, but it turns out I didn't need it. So ghost cat ended up with a border. A couple of other ones did. My raven was perfect. My scaredy cat had some strips on the side. Other ones again were pretty perfect. But it all came together really well. And here are two photos of it. The first photo is on the floor when it was just finished. I posted that, or I shared that in one of my more recent, or one of my videos that I did right after I had it done. And I was like ecstatic. And then I made my husband stand outside, hold it up in the sun. And this is the second photo of it. Now there's still some like hand stitching and some finishing touches that I want to do to this nocturnal quilt top after it comes back from the long armor. She's supposed to be getting it sometime next week, and then I should be getting it sometime a couple of weeks after that. And then I have quite a while to work on like the hand stitching detailing that I want to put into it. Look for an update or two for Nocturnal Soul next year, but for this year, I believe the quilt top is done for now, right? I have a year almost, right? Like 10 months to get it finished if I want to have it as like a quilt ready for display next Halloween. This is also my most square quilt I've ever finished. Like all of my points on all of my sections match up pretty well, which is a win for me. And the dimensions on the exterior all match up pretty well. And I think that's because I took my time and I made sure that all of my blocks were all the same size first. And then when I sewed it all together, it all ended up sitting together quite nicely. I folded it so weird. So weird. But anyway, I'll fold it up, clean it up, and get it ready for the long armor for next week. And that is this month's quilt update. So we've got Nocturnal Soul. The top is basically finished. We've got Kittens and Cups. 4 more down, only 13 more to go. Temperature Quilt is 6 days behind, but the main body is completely caught up. And my Murder Mystery Quilt, the second to last block, is finished. We have one more block for November, and then I think that December is the instructions for putting it all together. So yeah, that is the video for today. What do you think? Are you liking them? Are you not? How are you feeling about the different kinds of quilts? Are you excited to see how Kittens and Cups is going to progress, how it looks going to look together? Do you ever want to see what kitten number 1 looks like? Because I've only ever made one kitten number 1 block. All thoughts and comments are welcome in the comment section. What do we have coming up? Friday is going to be a short life update video for you. Things in my personal life have been happening. It's one of the reasons that I kind of fell behind in October too, but I'm excited to talk about it on Friday. So short little life update. That's a good update. Nothing to be worried about. Monday is our Mary Maxim project review for October. Wednesday is a short little sewing project. Friday, I'm hoping is going to be the Spoiled Cats Club box, but I'm not sure. If not, it's going to be another tutorial video that I've been working on. And then the week after that is a bit up in the air because we're heading into December. So if any of that is of interest, do think about subscribing. Subscribe if you want to see more quilt update videos. We're going to have one more quilt update in December, towards the middle of the month, and then you'll get to see how some of these actually finish out in January, which is kind of cool. But yeah, like the video if you've reached the end. Like the video if you like all the quilt tops that I've been working my way through this year, and like the video if you just like the video in general. And with all of that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and I will talk with you again soon. Bye!